The stage just collapsed, as if Donald Trump's disastrous so-called Great American State Fair couldn't get any worse and more disastrous. It just did. The stage is falling apart at the rehearsal for Freedom 250's July 4th celebration. This could have been very, very bad. Fortunately, none of the young girls who were at this rehearsal got hurt, but the stage nearly collapsed on the young girls. Watch what just took place. Let's play it. Now, that was just the tip of the iceberg of what a disaster it's been today. I'll show you over here. You'll see building material oozing from a smaller replica of Donald Trump's proposed 250-foot triumphal arc. You'll see over here that the rodeo demonstration at the state fair is canceled tonight due to the heat. It's only expected to get hotter during the July 4th event. I mentioned yesterday that Donald Trump's regime is terrified that nobody's going to show up to his July 4th speech. Show you over here, Joshua Smith went down to the Great American State Fair, and his personal highlight was this. This was on the other stage, so while the big stage was quite literally collapsing, he watched this Madison cosplayer arguing before literally two people that we are a republic and not a democracy. This is what they're doing here. Play this clip.
So in one of those essays, although it is not the primary focus of the essay, I said what my opinion of democracy was. I have to recall it for a moment. It's several years past. Democracies are often as short in their lives as they are violent in their deaths.
More photographs of what it looked like today. This is from Anthony Androgna, checking out the Great American State Fair turnout. Our friend Jessica Tarlov, plenty of room at the state fair. But for state regime media, which calls itself Fox, they said the true sign of patriotism is, will you be willing to show up in the heat and suffer heat exhaustion for Donald Trump? That's the test of this cult. He says the true patriots are showing up in this 100-degree heat wave. Here, play this clip.
Here, of course, on the National Mall. And here's the thing. We're celebrating, of course, all 50 nifty United States, which is great. But the temperatures are also here to party. The current temperature outside right now, by the way, 101 degrees. You factor in the humidity, and it feels like 110 degrees outside right now. We have excessive heat warnings that are in effect, not just today, but through tomorrow, meaning that at times, get this, Brett, it could feel like 115 degrees. But let me tell you something, that does not stop our true patriots. You can see them out here celebrating on the National Mall, all right? Now, here's the thing. The heat, though, certainly keeping the crowds at bay at the Great American State Fair. Plenty of folks still braving the heat to be a part of America's 250th birthday.
And then you had on the Daily Wire, Brecka Stoll spoke with Trump supporters who were there. This is, one of the handful of people who showed up at this disastrous event. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, yep, this is MAGA. Doesn't get much more MAGA than this dude. Play this clip.
Why would you want to miss it, young lady? I mean, the energy is just so wonderful. Look around you. I mean, I wish I could camp here until Donald got here. You know what I mean? I really do. I really do. There's nothing for free, young lady. We all got to pay a price, and we're talking about a little heat. I mean, come on, a little heat. A little heat. I drove 1,500 miles. Little heat ain't stopping. Hey, look, 1,500 miles, 2 busted rims, not finding our place, not having a place to put our little old bulldog.
And no air conditioning.
And no air conditioning went out on us, and it didn't stop us. Nope. Because we're proud to be American, but we also Texan.
And if you're wondering who are the type of people who are showing up to this, it's like that guy, this poor kid right there. And then you had this lady over here with a pink Trump hat who talked about how the booths at this Great American State Fair didn't have air conditioning. So she was overheated. She needed medical attention, but they really weren't giving it to her. So then she went to a booth where they were doing baptisms because she needed water. So she had to jump in because of the heat exhaustion. But she said, this is great. This is like normal festival stuff, right? No, here, play this clip.
None of these booths have air conditioning. We don't know what happened, but I started seeing stars.
Oh, really?
And we went to the tent. There's a religious tent because that's the theme for today.
Yeah.
And they had a pool. They're baptizing people. But thank God they had the pool. They said, do you want to get in? I go, yes, I think I do.
I think I want to be baptized.
I'm soaking wet. But I went to the medic tent. They took care of me. I still got one of these towels. They filled me with electrolytes, but good.
Nice folks in there for sure.
Oh, they're wonderful.
They are
absolutely excellent.
DC
excellent.
Fire helped you out.
Trump regime officials then tried to act like this was all normal. You had Brooke Rollins saying that 150,000 people were coming to celebrate this every day, and this exceeded expectations, and it was so great. Obviously, she's lying. Play this clip.
They are keeping their spirits up and believe the critics that have been pointing to the crowd side will be proved wrong by the end of the weekend.
From my perspective, it is hitting exactly every mark that we had hoped it would hit at this point. I do think this weekend we're going to see massive, massive crowds. But, my goal is that people can come and walk and experience it. And 150,000 people coming to celebrate the Great American State Fair over the last 5 or 6 days. I call that a huge success.
More from state regime media here talking about how festivities are in full swing and that things are growing great. Play this clip.
All of this as festivities are in full swing in Washington for America's 250th birthday. Today's theme at the Great American State Fair, Horsepower of America, showcasing the nation's innovation.
Then Donald Trump had his top federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C., the United States attorney there, former Fox host Jeanine Pirro. She talked about how she was indicting this ex-Olympian, David Hearn. He's the two-time canoeist, the two-time Olympian canoeist. And they are charging him with a felony and saying that he touched the reflecting pool and with his bare hands. And he's like, dude, I just went in there and I was just observing what was happening. But they charged him with a felony. This is what they're doing for the America 250. This is idiocracy on steroids. Here, play this clip.
Was this part of the pool specifically, was the sealant already partially removed? Did he rip it back and you just describe in detail? Because he maintains that it looks the same as it did before he arrived. That's his.
I'm not going to get into the evidence, but what I told you is what our witnesses saw and experienced. There was an effort, a violent effort to rip up the sealant from the bottom of the pool. And irrespective of whether or not, we think that, there is some situation that preceded it, we can state and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he caused damage, and that damage is over $1,000.
Keying in on that, how do you prove that $1,000?
With an expert.
Is that because
come to the trial?
It has to be drained? Is that because it has to be drained?
We'll hear all that at the trial.
Did he have any tools or was it just his bare hands?
Right now, we believe it's his bare hands, both hands.
So does that indicate in your belief that it was probably damaged before, or do you believe that he...
he damaged it.
Further, but do you believe it had already been damaged before?
He damaged the pool.
Before he touched it?
He damaged this pool.
But there have been, all these videos, obviously.
Well, good. I'm glad you've got that evidence. Come on in the grand jury. You can testify. Next.
Yeah, and then as Aaron Rupar says, this Pirro press conference from moments ago is truly a deleted scene from Idiocracy. And she's like, and all of these people, these witnesses, they're patriots and they're showing up and they caught the canoeist with his hands touching the reflecting pool, and they're the real patriots here. What are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
Many of those employees have come from around the country because they are proud of this nation. They are proud of the 250th anniversary that we are about to experience. Many of them have decided to step away from their desks and to go outside and actually work next to the pool to witness what was going on, as opposed to staying in a cool office. These are the witnesses that we're talking about in this case. These are the people who care about this particular monument and what is going on. They work long hours and they are tireless in their efforts, and they must be shown respect and not be treated with belligerence and with disrespect by those who seek to damage the very monuments that they are there to protect. And they certainly should not have to witness the damage done right in front of their faces.
Then the guy who Donald Trump does Trump Bibles with, Lee Greenwood. By the way, Trump made a lot of money on those Bibles we saw in those financial reports, millions of dollars apparently. Then he's like, and look, I just want to, whatever his latest grift is, get a United States flag from Allied flag available at Bass Pro. Here, play this clip.
Citizens, of course, after 2001, you remember New York, where I was at Yankee Stadium 2 different times, honored the firemen, and then for the 4th game of the World Series, where I honored red, white, and blue. And I think it's important that we all support America. Speaking of supporting America, I have to mention my friends at Bass Pro that are actually presenting an Allied flag on presentation with a special box that has God Bless USA written on the side of the flag. You need to go to get one of your flags. And I mentioned my friend Dale Strong today from Alabama, who made an announcement that everyone should have a United States flag in their yard. We do. And we also have a Tennessee flag, by the way, because we live in Tennessee. But if you can't put a flagpole up, fly one somewhere. I know my son Parker has one. I gave him one. And my son Dalton has one in Michigan. So get a United States flag from Allied Flag, available at Bass Pro.
You bet. Now's the time to fly it. And remember, if you don't take it down at night, make sure a light's on it. Lee, we just appreciate you so much. And I've been so honored to see you.
So the MeidasTouch Network Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief Scott McFarlane was there. Here's how he described what was going on and how hot it was during the day. Let's play it.
There has to be some serious consideration given to adjusting or canceling Trump's rally here in Washington on Saturday. This heat wave is a dangerous heat wave. They have issued heat emergency warnings region-wide. And I know sometimes people like to razz the weatherman, but heat emergency warnings mean it is life and death and it is dangerous. We're going to top 104 degrees over the next 48 hours. The feel-like temperature is even hotter because of the humidity, the mugginess of the swamp of D.C. It's dangerous for people with health conditions. And I want to remind you what the schedule is for Saturday on the Mall ahead of Trump's rally. The security screenings begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Trump speaks after 9 p.m. The fireworks, for reasons beyond my understanding, go after 11 p.m. That is 10 hours exposed in this sun. No shade on the National Mall, or not much of it, which is a danger to people. And I know from having attended Trump campaign rallies, people arrive early to get the best possible seats or standing positions. There will be people with red caps out here for 10 hours. It's just dangerous. In Butler, Pennsylvania, at the assassination attempt on Trump, before he took the stage, people were dropping like flies. Medics were scrambling all over that place because it was oppressive heat that day. Not nearly as bad, though, as it's going to be here Saturday. There are limitations on what people can bring. They can't bring big backpacks like this one, only small bags. No thermos containers for cold drinks. Limitations on what can be carried in, which means hydration is going to be a concern. And oh, by the way, the National Mall is not known for having, indoor plumbing, refreshments, and solid hydration. This is going to be an issue. And I do think some consideration's got to be given to canceling some part of this.
And meanwhile, on state regime media Fox, they were attacking Mayor Mamdani and saying, "Show me your thermostat, Mamdani," because Mamdani made a post encouraging people to turn their thermostats to the exact same level that the Department of Energy said, 78 degrees Fahrenheit, if possible, to conserve energy, not to plug in things. And we're in this together. Let's figure out what to do, because you have, the power systems running in overdrive right now. And so we just don't want to have outages, because that can make things really, really bad. So then the Trump regime, I'll show you what they were saying on Fox here. Let's play it.
Actually, Kennedy, was Spencer Pratt's tweet where he said, "Show us your thermostat, Commie."
Exactly.
And that's what we all want to see. Show us the proof, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead and show me what your thermostat is, Mayor Mamdani, in your house. Because I figured, oftentimes when I text, I've got hot dog fingers. I'm always a digit off. So when he put out 78, I assumed he meant 68. So that's what I did. In our apartment, it's 68 degrees. It's very comfortable.
Dakota, the vulnerable populations are the elderly here and the underserved that he likes to talk about and help amplify. So this kind of directive from him is only hurting them.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what New York voted for, right? They wanted, they voted in a mayor that his solution to a heat wave is to turn up your thermostats. I mean, it's absolutely absurd.
Okay, but then the Trump regime started deleting on their websites, like the Department of Energy, where they had the same recommendations as Mamdani. And then as our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, said, all right, I decided to see what was going on tonight on Fox. Always a bad decision. And this is how they're talking about it. Dems despise unabashed patriotism. And they're saying because people are critical of how bad this fair has been and how dangerous it's been, that makes Democrats against patriotism. Like, what are you talking about? This is just a all-around horrible event. Also, we're hearing from the Freedom 250 officials. They confirmed there was an incident on stage at the rehearsal that was taking place. They say that nobody was hurt. We're grateful to report that everybody is safe, and we take the safety of our performers, crew, and volunteers and guests extremely seriously. It doesn't really seem that way. Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.